Hello, amigo. Gardens one on Instagram, and this is episode 816.1 We Nerd World. Pause that guy. Let Mr. Smiley in. Cheers, everybody. Hopefully, you guys had a great Thursday. Oh, these things are not working together. 1 second. What's up, Smiley?
What's up, man? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
I was just catching up with your last night's video of with Morgan Farms. He's cool as fuck.
Cool, dude. Very down to earth.
Yeah.
A little late tonight.
Right?
If not for a food break.
I haven't even got my YouTube notification. Oh, look at that! Even Gardens is on.
You just got it.
Yeah.
We're on. Have you got my chat brought up yet? Where the fuck is my chat? Man, YouTube's weird anymore. At least on my side. What you smoking on tonight?
I rolled up some of the last of the Ghost OG that we got. Well, it's not the last. I got the plant still. So it's the last of this round. It's always sad when you get to the bottom of the jar, you know? It's just like, man.
That's good stuff, that Ghost OG. Finally found my chat.
I like it. It's not the best bag appeal one, though. Like, it's not going to win awards, like, for bag appeal or look, but grind it up and smoke it, and it's fucking badass. That's all I care about anyway. Not all I care about, but you know.
Right.
What do you got smoking?
I broke up nothing yet. I'm not sure if I'm gonna smoke some fucking extracts or I'm gonna roll up a doober. Ill prepared, man. I told you I had to stop for pizza. I was throwing back some pizza a second ago. It was kind of last minute. And kind of the weirdest little. I'm like, I literally pull up Little Caesars and I'm like, what you got hot and ready? Lady looks at me and says, nothing. I'm like, okay. She's like, what do you want? So I order a fucking large pepperoni. And I'm totally waiting for her to tell me to pull around, whatever. She's like, let me see if that's ready. She turns around, comes back with pizza. And I'm like, yeah, same thing I said. Oh, that's as close as ready as I think you can get. I mean,
The customer service there, huh?
yeah. They're making pizzas that had a fucking blink of an eye over there and shit. Oh.
Yeah.
Trying to catch up in the chat here.
I don't have Little Caesars in a while.
Don't race over.
Exactly what I remember. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There's plenty of pizza joints around me, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Good places. pizza.
It's actually harder than you would think to fucking find a good fucking pizza though. Pizza you'd think wouldn't be that hard to fuck up, but it is harder than you think to find a good pizza.
Yeah. Maybe you're just too picky.
No, I just like that.
You into the wood fired. That's got to be all like old school clay oven wood
You know
fired
what's
pizza.
kind of funny?
That is good. That's probably some of the best pizza I've ever had was done like that for sure.
It's kind of funny. Fucking, are they trying to like appliance the fuck out of our patios and shit these days?
I have seen some of the new grills. They got like all kinds of shit.
Seen fucking. I went to Walmart yesterday. No surprise there, right? Fucking.
They got a shitter for the side of it, and it's full of dirt.
They had like five different flavors of like outdoor pizza ovens.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds sweet. You get one?
No, I didn't, but I couldn't believe I like well, as I noted, is like they had a pizza oven, they had the griddle, a regular grill, you know what I mean? How many more things could you like you can appliance your patio? Well, let me drag out the pizza oven. I want to smoke something today. Let me grab out the smoker. Just like in your kitchen, different like I don't know, countertop appliances, crock tops, yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Air fryer. Air
Oh,
fryer.
you gotta have the air fryer, dude. That's the shit.
Air fryer is pretty good, I gotta admit.
Yeah, the French fries, bomb in that.
You can warm up. You can warm up French fries. Like you bring home fucking fries from McDonald's or whatever, and they're cold. You can spice some fuckers up in an air fryer right away.
Yep, crisp them up nice. Yeah, that's been the fucking score right there. Was the air fryer, that and the cast iron skillet.
Yeah. Skillet's always a nice dish.
Yeah, my fiance got pretty good with it.
It can be in a little bit of an art. Skillet.
Yeah, it's good though. I think it's rivals the grill actually. Like real good skill. Yeah, on the stove top.
Start off with some hash. I think that's where I'm going first.
Oh yeah, I got some hash too still. Listen to that Gary Payton from Roscoe Farmer.
Fuck yeah.
Shit's the bomb, dude. I tried doing the snake in the grass, the little fucking worm in the joints or whatever, and I rolled a couple of them that way, and then I went to the second one, and it just looked like it turds all over the side in the paper. It was all like I didn't get it in the center too well or something. I don't know.
Oh well, probably still
Oh,
smoke.
oh yeah, it was fine. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I love a good joint with some with a fucking snake in the grass like that.
Well, definitely does the trick. Got that little extra kick for sure. Gee, air fried chimichanga. I don't know.
Sounds good.
Coming from her, I kind of feel like there's like some kind of hidden innuendo or some shit in that. I don't get it. I don't get it, Ganja Ghost.
Fair assumption.
Right.
All right. Back to the hash. I almost forgot that. Man, this fucking weather is crazy, man. No rain, no rain, no rain.
Rain.
Beautiful sunset tonight, though. I'm trying to catch it for you guys. I was gonna do like another sunset weed nerd world, but yeah. Guess who forgot to fucking charge their phone or fucking pull it out? I'm like, all right, let's see where we start. Start this? 19%. I'm like, yeah, this is a bad start. The other one was 34. I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going too far with this. Better head back, grab some pizza. That's why I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
this thing, I love this pipe as a fucking ash pipe. This has been a nice ash pipe so far.
Man.
Kundalini pipe. What's up, fella? The sun never sets on the weed nerd world. I like that attitude. Cheers, Mr. Smiley. Oh man, we just missed the 20. Why were you like, you could have been like, dude, come on, man.
I just learned. First OG.
My bad, my bad. I should have got it. There should be a bell. Somebody that does this long enough, there should be a bell.
Yeah,
It's a random alarm. Damn it.
right. Set your watch or something. You gotta get one of the new cool. You gotta be cool like all the new people with the go gadget watches. Get their text messages, like answer calls like Dick Tracy and shit.
No.
It'd be fucking Dick Tracy. What are you talking about? No.
I've never been much of a watch guy. I've got a few, but man, every time I start to like a watch, I bust that bitch.
Yeah, all right. I've never been much of a watch guy either. But I mean, that is pretty cool. Like, now they're putting like the key to your car will be in your fucking watch on your wrist or whatever and shit. It's crazy.
I could see that though. I mean, seriously, why couldn't they do like, you know how they do the fob thing already? They could just do like, you download an app, and then you have to have your Bluetooth. So like, if just your phone is your key, carrying your phone anyway, you fucking just no fob, no nothing, just app on your phone.
Yeah. I think Elon's going to dominate all the data and all that with a satellite. Like, there's like 30,000 of them fucking satellites out there now already. That's insane. I didn't realize they were launching them that quick, that many. You know what I mean? Yeah, I didn't picture that, but they one launch and they let go like fucking thousands of them or hundreds of them, whatever. But they let go a bunch of them one shot.
Cameras they got on them cars these days are sick, man. Like I was driving a Yukon the other day, and fuck, I throw it in reverse, and the fucking thing's showing me like a live view from the top, and I'm like, what the fuck? How can it give me a live view from the top? So it showed the top of the vehicle and what was going on all around the vehicle. 360 view of the vehicle from the top down.
How they do that?
I I was I asked and they told me it was basically an industry secret, but they said they take basically they blend all the cameras. The truck's got like 8 cameras and all, and it's got enough software in it to where it shows you in that and then blends all the cameras together. So it makes it look like it's looking from the top down, but it's actually a live view of all 8 cameras being blended from the top. Yeah, kind of creepy. It gives you that impression like a satellite's watching you though.
Yeah, Eagle, you do got static. It was coming through on my end. I see organically blunt saying it too. So, thank you. Sometimes I don't know if it's just me hearing it or what. But yeah, I don't know if there's a connection or something.
Yeah, I don't know what's different tonight. It sucks. Maybe see, let me check to see what mic it's using. Yeah, it's using.
Like check a.
Oh,
You know,
heard it there for a second. It sounded more like the audio because I'm not wearing headphones tonight. It's actually playing out of the speaker, so I think it might be picking up the speakers.
yeah, it's like chattering.
Yeah, robot voice. I see it. Huh. No problem, bro. We all here. Damn.
Shit, man. Got the 4th of July coming up. If you got anything going, we're gonna go up for the go check out the Pitcher Rocks first.
Nice. I haven't made any plans yet.
So it's on like a Tuesday or some shit.
Whatever happens will happen, I guess.
Right?
I don't know what I could do. I guess you can hold it down for a second. I'll try to log in and log out.
Sure.
All I can try to do. All right, let me make Mr. Smiley the host for a sec. I'll be right back.
Cheers, everybody. It's I don't know what let's talk about. Some shit ate all my plants outdoors in the garden, vegetable garden. I'm pissed off about it. I don't know if I did it yet. So I don't even know if there's time to figure it out. They fucking ate my shit right down to the stem in like a few days. So my pumpkin's barely hanging on now. They got onto that. So it sucks. But what do you do? Oh shit. Look at this. This guy jumping in here. I did it right. Maybe not. Yeah, I don't know anybody. There it is.
Damn, place filled
There
right
it
up.
is. What's going on, Tal? Sorry.
What's up? Is it still bad? Yes? No?
Oh shit! There's two
No,
of
I'm
me.
not doing it. What's up, Tal?
What's
Yeah,
up?
for some reason it like wanted to admit you twice or something. I thought I did it wrong.
Yeah, that was bizarro. Hello, boys. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Feels like it's been a year since I've hung out with you guys.
Yeah, right? Been
Yeah,
busy, huh?
yeah. No good things are happening over here.
No? It sounds
No,
like something
no
got going
bad
on.
things.
What do
No
you mean?
bad things. But I'm like in a
Riding-
state of
You guys got riding your
limbo.
motorcycle and shit, right? Like,
I got the motorcycle. I just paid the insurance. I got this new stickers and all that jazz. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, the landlord with the landlord issue.
oh
He
yeah,
never,
how's that been?
yeah, it never got rectified. So the one sections are all down, but yeah. Plus, yeah, there's a lot
There's
going
still
on.
got to
But
come in there or what?
yeah, so the water was dripping down in our space, and the lady upstairs uh, didn't answer the phone. I guess the one time. Then the landlord called, set up a day. She was supposed to call him and let him know what time would be good. She never called him, but it ended up being it was a drain that's like um, the trap underneath the sink apparently is what's caused the water. So I don't know if she's just not using that sink or fixed the drain, but she never talked to the landlord yet. So
now they got to come back in and fix what they like the drywall.
right, or look at it more. Yeah, we don't know what the situation, how what it's gonna all be. So
Oh shit.
yeah, but I have the two floors. So the one floor is still running, but that is the one that's gonna get shut off for the summer, was gonna be the one that gets shut off for the summer because that's where it's hotter. And yeah, but yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And I got other things going on too. There might be a move. There might be a move coming up. But yeah, nothing that's bad. It's just not good. That's what it is. It's just not good.
Work. I mean, it's just work, right? Like,
yeah, everything is it's like fighting. I have to fight everything. But that's that's life, man. Sometimes you gotta knuckle up with the
gotta shuffle and shake, man.
that's it, man. Dodge and
Bob, yeah, Bob and weed.
That's it. Bob, baby. Don't get hit. Don't get hit square. You'll be all right. You'll come back.
Stick and
But
move.
yeah.
If they do catch it, it's a glancing blow.
Yeah, a little glance. Oh, that hurt, but I'm not dead. I'm not down.
Right.
But yeah, some people, yeah, it's hard, man. Some people I know personally, it's just like they fight more than me. Like every little thing is like a chore in their existence. And yeah, I don't know. I could never understand the concept of suicide, but you know, that's got to suck. Getting to that point.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It'd be tough. Have some kind of chronic pain or some shit. Yeah, I don't know.
Or no matter how hard you try, like no matter how hard your effort is, doesn't get better, it just gets worse. Like that's got to be a rough one on people.
Yeah, I don't know. The world is amazing, really.
Yeah, I'm ready. Just roll up into the woods. Okay, make sure I got a sharp stick and a good fire, and just hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah, bear comes at me, I'll stab him with the stick. And if a little rabbit comes at me, I'll stab it with the stick and eat it. I'll be good to go.
Yeah.
Anyway, how about you guys?
Hey, you're right. Let's go from suicide. All
Yeah,
right.
let's get out of that hole. Hey, at least so yeah, I paid the $250,000 ticket for that sub ride, but that other guy paid off the usher, so I didn't get my seat. So that's a good thing. I didn't go down to visit the Titanic.
Yeah, what's the deal with this thing, man? What?
It got imploded. They're
Oh, it imploded on them.
oh yeah, they met their maker 100%.
Oh, that's sad.
Hey, it's better than suicide.
What do you mean? That's probably horrible, dude. They probably died horrible deaths. Like that was like a little tin can, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was like instant. It was instant. Once the thing got crushed, it wasn't like they were there running out of oxygen, telling each other how much they're gonna miss their wives.
Oh, it imploded. It just poof.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah. Crushed like a can,
Crazy way to go out. Dang. Crushed in a submarine. Wow. Hadn't that thing gone down there before though? Like wasn't
I'm not sure about that, dude. The thing
really?
was controlled with a goddamn joystick from a fucking PlayStation or some shit.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot. I just heard it. Everybody's been talking about it. Like, what the fuck?
It's something else big is going on that they're trying to distract us from. I wonder what it is.
Right. I mean, not to sound like cynical or nothing. I feel bad for the people involved and all that. You know what I mean? But like, holy shit, man! It's been like news all over, and like, I don't know, like we've spent a lot of resources on it. Like, it's crazy. I don't know. It's weird. Distraction of some type, I guess. But.
You're right, Tao. It probably is a distraction. That sounds completely right.
What I don't get is why a sub like that wouldn't have why wouldn't they have like a boat at the top and they just drop them straight down? That's what it looked like that sub would be, but
Dude, that's the first
they're
thing I
way the
know.
fuck out. Yeah, like I didn't realize that. That's quite the trick.
But they go like, I don't know the number.
They'd
It's got to
add a
be
boat or
a
something.
mile underwater. That's a lot of a cable if they go, down a mile.
But still, like I don't know. I think they'd have something like right there. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah,
Not
yeah.
like, so far away. It took them forever to get there.
But yeah, I think it did just crush. So 2 hours into the expedition is when they lost contact. Johnny Caniseed, what is up, buddy?
What's up, the American one?
Little Johnny.
Hey, doing it. Okay, I gotta flip this sideways. There's everybody. Okay. I just seen whoever was talking. I figured I'd step in.
Cheers, Johnny.
So
It's
you guys,
great to see you, Gandalf. Is that the professor from Harry Potter?
hey, now, come on, I'm in a conversation here, dog. My neighbor dog's going crazy. Barking at me. Wants me to come over and pet it. Too tired for that shit, though.
Should always pet the dog, man.
Yeah, so, yeah, you think it imploded before it got down there? I thought
Well,
they
I
heard
was going to
noise.
say, like 2 hours into the expedition is when they lost communication. So my guess would be that's probably when it happened. I mean, even if it's a makeshift submarine put together, you would think they would have like 3 different communications in case one failed and still be able to talk to the surface, right?
Yeah,
So
you think that shit would be tethered, too.
yeah, tethered too. I guess you're right. I would have thought it would be tethered. But in those 2 instances, maybe there was just one way to communicate, but that would be absolutely ridiculous to not have backup communication. So if it just lost communications outright, then all the communications must have failed. I don't know if this is what happened. This is what I'm thinking in my head. So that when it just reached that certain depth, it just got crushed and it was a quick, painless kind of thing. And it was the end of them. I don't know.
Is the Titanic that deep in the water though?
Oh, shit, it's
Apparently,
deep.
dude, yeah. They had to get special
Deeper than
things
the
to even
fucking
go
Grand
look for that
Canyon.
thing. I'm gonna have to go Google it now because no one's curious enough to do it themselves.
Yeah, it's like 10,000 feet down there or more. This is my tie right here outside,
Nice.
the squirrel tail.
Oh, that's the squirrel tail still?
Yeah, I just got done thinning it out, lollipopping it down here because she was just a fucking absolute armpit down below.
Maybe.
Looked like a gorilla's armpit, you know? It was really thick. So, yeah, I'm getting, I only had 3-leafers on it for a long time. Now it's starting to give me some 5-leafers on it. So it's starting to get healthy again. Being outside, but I got me some sweet potatoes going down here. Some taters back there.
I like it. Nice work.
Yeah.
Playing so good, man. They're gonna be huge.
Not stay long. Yeah, these things are gonna be
Hey, that's a big start to the year right there.
Yeah, it's huge already. It's at least 4 foot right now.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna, as soon as these here get another 6 inches, I'd say I'm gonna come across the top and just cut it off.
Oh, are you? Okay, I was gonna say you're gonna have to support it or something.
Oh man, I'm
picturing a stake on each corner and a webbing.
Highlighted Eagle.
Then you can do 2 rows of the netting.
I'll turn it sideways so you can see it a little better.
What's that, Tal?
I was saying, highlight Johnny. There you go.
There you go.
I can't see if it's highlighted. Oh, there it is.
Sexy girl. Look at that
Yes.
sexy girl.
Yeah, they're getting big. I got I got sweet
You do got
potatoes growing down, and I cut those off of my. Instead of eating them, I cut it in half and I stuck it in water, and I got me a couple of plants out of it. So I'll be
Nice.
growing some sweet potatoes here pretty soon.
I like it.
Yeah. Put this thing back around.
Can you do a garden outdoor, Johnny, or is that?
Well, I'm trying.
Well, obviously,
Yeah,
you got like a vegetable garden, or do you got like a garden area, or?
There's my another potato plant going right here too, in a little 7-gallon pot.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Mosey myself
2.3
in.
miles underwater.
Yeah, it's a long ways. They've never done a rescue that deep, ever. And in order to do a rescue of any sort of that nature at any kind of depth, it takes like a month just to get prepared for it. So those guys were, they weren't in good shape when they went in. So my car had an issue a little while back. I started having problems with it, and it ended up having a head gasket going out.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, so I got a new head gasket. Mechanic will be dropping it off here pretty quick. So since he was doing a head gasket, I said, well, why don't you go ahead and do a clutch job on it too, because that's about to go out too. Yeah, it cost me $2,000. You're gonna have to pay payments on it. You mechanics are fucking expensive. So here's my ladies in the garden here. I got my PVK hoe right here, number 5. There's stretched out, just starting to get going. I think that's a GG4 high Mac right there, that little one. But I think it might be a dude, so I'm keeping an eye on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I got a big lull in my garden right now just because the operation. There was at least a 30-day period where nothing happened in my garden. So now I'm feeling it right now. So I've got a Tangy Blues right there. That's a Tangyland crossed with blueberry cheesequake. And then I got a Cranny Blues right here. And another Cranny Blues right there. Let's see what this one here is.
Who did it cross?
PBK.
Who's the breeder on those?
What's that?
Who's the breeder on those?
That'd be me.
Oh, you? Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the accident that happened back at the beginning when I was running the blueberry cheesequake. So I figured I might as well run all these motherfuckers and see how they go.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So it's a bunch of blueberry cheesequake strains that came off of my lost dude in the garden. So this one right here is the squirrel breath that I just created from the Fuck Off project. That one there got more pollinated than the other ones did. This one here is another one of the squirrel breaths. See, she's going to be a tall one. Plan on bending these guys over and strapping them to the rod right there. Hold them down. This is another squirrel breath right there too. Praying real hard. Got a nice look on it. And a couple of LA taxis over here. And I think the LA taxi comes from Open Genetics or something like that. I remember that. Look. And right there, that's an AFCU overdrive across the blueberry cheesequake. So that one there's going to be a gooey bloobs. All of the blueberry cheesequakes are going to have a bloobs on the end of it, the mix. And then I got a Kandahar right here. Another gooey blues right there. And these here are just getting sexed. There's another gooey blues right there. This one here, I think, is a Kandahar. That's a Cocoberry Jones crossed to a blueberry cheesequake. So that's a Cocoberry blues.
Mm.
That's my baby right now.
It's
I'm starting to get tired of us sitting on.
you'll be singing the blues over there.
You're gonna have a lot of good shit.
You're gonna turn into a blueberry.
Oh no. Oh no.
Johnny, what did the blueberry by cheesequake itself? What was that like when you had? Did you have a girl or just a boy?
Well, I had a girl and a boy.
Okay.
And so I had one girl and two boys, and the last boy that I had was the very last one to even show. All the other females and all the other males had already showed what sex they were. This one was the last holdout. The last of the Mohicans was fighting from that cave. And the whole story behind that thing is do not ever put your tags between the soil and your pot. Because once that soil shrinks up, you lost your tag and you lost what it is. And that's exactly what happened on that. I couldn't tell what.
Now we'll get to hear Eagle talk about
you
got to mark
Johnny.
them on the outside, and that's why I always put tape on the
You hit mute, Johnny. Yeah.
Oh, you guys still there? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know my motto, right? People, I say no labels, no tape, because that shouldn't fall off. The little tags like Johnny's talking about, you'll forget it. You'll take it out to transplant it. Next thing you know, you got 2 sitting there or 5, you don't know. The way I do it, crayon, I write it right on the container. When the shit's over with, I wash it off with soap and water and put it, and then it's good to go again. If you use crayon, it'll stay, even if you use water on it most of the time. Those really slippery, contain 1 pot gallons, that could like rub off a little if you're not careful. So I write it like 3 times so I can see it wherever it spins, I try to, but when I've done it with only doing it once, it's faded away a couple times.
That's my one community warning is don't put your tags between the soil and the pot. You'll lose your tag. As soon as it dries a little bit, it'll just sink right down. And that's how I lost track of that blueberry cheesequake. And it blasted through the whole garden. So right now, I'm running the beans that I got out of that accident, that beautiful mistake.
If that's the case, Johnny, if that's the case with your tag, you should be able to plop that thing right out of the pot and find the tag.
I couldn't even tell what it was. I didn't even realize, I was a very good newbie at that point. Didn't know what the hell I was doing really. Yeah, so don't put your tag between the soil and the pot. Worst thing you can do.
All right, now back to my question. How was the girl on that? The blueberry by cheesequake? Was she blueberry or like stanky feet or what?
It was more of a dank than anything.
Okay.
Yeah. It kind of had a sweet dankness to it, which was kind of nice. And the fact that little guy, ran around my garden and started fucking all the ladies, I think I might as well just go ahead and run a couple of them and see what they look like.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
I sent a couple of the white cranberry blueberry cheesequake, which is the one I call Cranny Blues. And that one there I sent to Blind Cat. He's the one that named that one. And I just went with the blues for the rest of them too, because it just works,
There you go. Yep.
Yeah. And he said he ran that sucker, and he said it was the best one in his garden at that time. It hit really good, really super
Dude,
dank.
isn't that awesome, Johnny, that you did that and you gifted it to him and it was the best one in his garden? That's an awesome feeling. I got that 3 or 4 times now. I love hearing that shit.
And that's what lit the fire under my ass, is when he said that, I said, well, shit, I'm going to grow the rest of them. You know?
There you go. Yeah.
So I got a shitload of new shit going in the garden, which is really interesting.
That's awesome.
As well as an Afghan Kandahar, which is exciting.
Hell yeah.
And I also have over in my veg, I have a couple of Thunder Dance, where it's something shadow. I can't remember off the top of my head. Go take a look. I think I got my energy back.
Storm Shadow.
Storm Shadow, that's what it is, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, from Irie, right?
I don't know where he got that. He just sent that over to me as an extra, along with the Mendo dude that he sent over. He sent the beans as well.
Man, there's just so many good shit. There's so many good strains. It's fucking killing me that I don't have open range and fucking no worries. It really is. Hurt.
There are a lot
Here's
of
my
good
bed.
things, I agree.
I want to do more of that Mendo Loco, dude. When I ran that Mendo Loco, those things grew faster than I could handle.
How many do you really need?
Okay.
How many strains do you think you would really need? Like, if
Oh,
you
well,
just
I
say,
was just
hey,
dude.
I got a library, I'm good.
Lucky Mike right there. Candy Sour Scott. 3 of them.
Endless Smiley.
Yeah.
Damn close.
Thanks.
You said 30 of them? Is that what you said?
I said endless.
Endless. Oh.
Endless. So yeah, because I thought about it.
How can
Yeah,
it be endless? That can't be endless.
I want a grape, I want a cherry, I want an orange, I want a lemon, I want cat piss, I want body odor, I want cheese, I want
Right, so that's a list. That's what I'm
want it
saying.
all.
It's not an endless list, though. Like,
I didn't even start.
you did start, actually.
You could go on forever, though, is what I'm saying. And then the variations of the combinations that you have to keep.
So say 1,000, 2,000.
No, listen, for me personally, I think 10 female. Well, yeah, I don't even know. I never had more than like 10 females and like 3 males. Well, no, I had more than that, but I didn't keep them. Yeah, you're talking about keeping them. That's different. Like, yeah, keeping them is.
Why are you making it so complicated, man? I'm just saying, like, library of like 30. I mean, it's like crayons. Like, you can draw a pretty good fucking picture with a 32 set of crayons. You know? Like,
That is true too. If you get the core of what you want.
You've been hanging around your grandson too much, son.
yeah, can you blame me?
No.
Dude, he's so fucking hilarious, dude. We were driving and he's like, he sees this big building and there's a light on and he's looking at it and I was like, yeah, it's a big building, huh? And he's, yeah, Papa, that's where I work. You gotta drop me off. I'm like, what? I don't know where he gets that, but it's funny as shit.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. We had everybody over again for Father's Day, or everybody that could make it, I guess. It's weird being at that stage. I remember my aunts and uncles and shit trying to get together, and when we were like starting to get our license and shit, we were like, yeah, peace, you know. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And now the kids kind of are doing that shit. We're like trying to always trying to juggle. They work or whatever, you know what I mean? There's always something, but it's funny. It's funny how that came full circle real fast.
Yeah, heck, I just got an invitation to a wedding. My cousin's daughter's getting married.
Oh yeah, where is that at?
Send her my condolences card.
I got engaged, Tal. I got a fiance. My day of doom is on the way.
All right. Well, you were already married. You know, you guys been married together. How long now?
Like 10 years.
Yeah. See, that's the way it works. If you already did the time, you may as well go ahead and
Right, she stuck around so
make it
far.
make it official. Do that. She's just like,
She
man,
earned it. She
I
earned
want
it.
half. Yeah, I want half. As soon as we're married, I'm off in this cat, and I'm gonna get half and find me a young, fresh blue kiss.
Hi.
Young, fresh blue kiss, huh?
Yeah, I wish I was a young, fresh blue kiss.
You are.
Oh, you're sweet, but I'm not. But thanks.
I'll send you cookies.
She's
get
over
you that.
flattery.
That'll get you younger. Louis Tal's kidneys, that'll take 10 years off your life right there.
Have you been
It's not
following
supposed
the
to take 10
Bingus?
years off my life. It's supposed to take 10 years off
10
my
years,
life.
young year, 10 years off your age, not your life. Johnny,
Yeah,
go
I
easy.
just don't hang on to them. I'm kind of clicking down right now, as we all are, but you know.
Did you guys see
Johnny,
Bingus?
by the way.
Yeah, he was looking sharp, right?
He's all excited. He's like over there in the Medellin, Colombia, getting his stem cells injected. He's like,
That's dope.
Oh my.
Did they get him in today?
I don't know, but he almost did a commercial for him on
Yesterday,
IG.
he's going in for round 2.
All right.
Yeah. He's like, if you're in pain at all, how much is it worth to get your old life back to normal?
If you get your life back, it's worth everything.
Right. It's worth every penny you got. See, that's that old, maybe the Dalai Lama said it. Something like the stupid thing about Western men is that they spend all their money. They spend all their health making money when they're young, and they spend all their money trying to get their health back when they're old.
We're doing it wrong.
Yeah, you should smoke pot every day, and then you'd be,
That's right.
instead of working like an animal till you hurt yourself and you ruin yourself for the rest of your life. Don't do it. Balance it.
I misspoke. Today was his first round. I talk to him all the time. So I just read his text. Bingus, don't be mad. I read your text verbatim all out. Well, today was the big day. They shot the stem cells in my vertebrae, in my neck, or in my back and in my neck. I had to lay down afterwards and rest for about 6 hours. When I got up, I realized I had absolutely no pain. I could walk more smoothly. I could actually make a fist with my left hand again. Then it was off to physical therapy. Well, I've learned some exercises that I need to continue, but I worked out with I worked without any think where I can't. I'm well on my way to recovery. Basically, is where it ends up.
That's good.
So he seems to be doing well after the first round of stem cells.
How many shots? How many sessions you supposed to get?
2, I believe. So that's the first round. They did tell him he was a little worse off than he thought he was yesterday, but he was
Well,
gonna.
there's no spring chicken.
No, but he does get around like he's doing well though.
And he said he broke his neck twice, right? Is that what it was?
But he's also in about as good a physical condition as he can be in at his age too, other than what's wrong with him physically in his back and neck.
That's true.
I don't know, man. You guys got to get over this age thing. There is no such thing as age. It's all in your head.
No, it's true, but there are certain challenges that if you're not in good health in your 60s or 70s or 80s, you are going to be fucked up no matter what your mental state is, because your body is just not going to be able to keep up with you. Whereas he's being proactive in his life, and I give my hats off to him, man.
He's just down there to get the sponge baths from the nurses.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Till the mail attendant comes in, he says, "Hey, that's not who I ordered." Yeah, I wanted to show you guys where I'm at in my garden so far, but it's gotten too dark now, and sorry, I'll try again next week.
You doing vegetables or the cannabis?
No, I'm doing so much freaking cannabis. In fact,
What do you mean by
yours,
so much? What do you like?
well, allegedly, that's
Oh,
what I mean by all that. Allegedly, I have out here, which you can't see, is where my test bed is, and there's nothing in it yet because I soak the seeds and then I put them in 100-gallon, and I've got like 6 rows in this 100-gallon, and I put everybody's seeds down, including some of yours and Eagles and Spartans and somebody who's I don't know, some from Kazoo, his schizo F2 I put down. But then they didn't come up, and I had soaked them, but I didn't do a paper towel. I just soaked them and put them in a wet 100-gallon, and just made sure the top didn't completely dry out.
how many days
Dry,
did you give them?
I gave it about at a week, at about a week, when I was really getting scared that I was going to have to put in a bunch of vegetables, go buy some already started stuff and put in vegetables because I wasn't seeing anything. All of a sudden, yours, the cherry popper by something that you just gave me, the whole row of them went whew, and popped up. And then on the other side, I had something else of yours that also popped, pretty much most of it. Yeah, you got yours was the first out of the gate. Followed by an unidentified, I don't know whose they were. And then Spartans came up. I fucked up Red's row of green room. I didn't know I had put it there, and I went to scratch some soil and I just fucking moved out. So I've got some green rooms, I think, popping in yours as well. But so be it. And finally, Eagles, Jilly Bean, and his Colombian by Jilly, whatever those were that he gave me, those are also coming up now pretty good. So I'll have a nice display. They've already starting to throw some of their first set of real leaves, and I'm feeling so much better about it. Because my brother's out there working his ass off, and we're amending the soil and the rows and shit. And I'm not getting anything coming up. I'm just looking and looking. Oh, I will say something about the Colombian by Julie Bean, though. A lot of helmet heads I had to sit there and soak and pop, but once I got them off, they were just going okay. But for sure, Smiley, yours is winning the race right now. Fastest out the door.
I got some more GT4 High Mac going, Smiley. I'm looking forward to that one. Pisses me off that I lost that last cut because it was nice.
I did have a very few of them dampen off, but that's because of the way I had to do the seeds, and I had to just keep spraying because I didn't know how deep, because it's beaten in the sun, and I didn't know how deep it was going to penetrate to the seeds. I didn't want to lose all my seedlings to drying out because it was too lackadaisical at the surface, So I'll just get better with time with doing big runs like that.
I can't talk any shit. I planted a bunch just directing the soil. I just went out there one day and started plopping in the soil. I went about to my first knuckle, I guess.
Oh, that seems a little deep to me, but shit, man, if it dries out, you're fucked. That's the whole thing. I didn't want to dry out, but then I did maybe 3 or 4 across the board have dampened on me, and I might still get more, who knows. But right now I'm feeling pretty positive about it. I'll have something to test and run anyway.
But yeah, so I'm expecting like week to 2 weeks before you see it popping off.
Easily. Yeah. Did you pre-soak yours or did they just go in hard seeded and everything?
Hard seed right out of the package, right in there.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Then I watered them in, you know what I mean, or whatever. But
Yeah, get them good moist because they're gonna have to.
I feel like they're gonna do great. Like I have that volunteer going right now. That's just like
Well, part of it too is it's been
Ben's
so
like a broom
fucking
for them.
hot.
And it's like crazy.
That's
Yeah,
what we need to pop
not a
seeds.
lot of rain. Johnny, you been doing edibles?
No, I haven't.
Do you want to? Should you be?
I don't know. I got some RSO that I've been taking once in a while.
Do edibles agree with you? I mean, as far as do you get high off of them at all? Because I don't get high off edibles.
Yeah, I don't really get that high off of edibles.
Yeah.
I've been smoking weed all my life, you know, so.
I guess it's something as some gut enzyme is what I'm told, or a liver enzyme. But my brother doesn't get high either off edibles, so there must be something to it.
I wonder if you still get the benefit of the, you know, like the medical benefit, maybe.
Well,
guess not.
RSO will kick my ass, but I have to take. You think RSO? That's
large amount.
created
Yeah.
quantity. Yeah,
Oh,
take
shit,
a gram of that a day.
like,
You're fine.
I took like 3 rice, about 3, grains of rice full of RSO. It didn't even hardly affect me.
I think you should take it every day, Johnny, while you're
Yeah,
while
you
you're healing from
gotta
your
do a
surgery.
1/4 gram at a time at
Or maybe
least.
CBD too, like. But if it doesn't affect you to get high, I wonder if it even gets into your bloodstream at all. I don't know about any of that, like science. If you don't get high, because I know some people don't. Yeah.
I get high
I do,
off
but
the
it
weed.
takes a lot.
It's something about the way it's processed in the liver. So.
Yeah, that's what I understand as well. Sadly, I'm one of the. Yeah, and what do? I make concentrates and then I do edibles.
I wonder if you like just took a dump bunch, just kept dosing like grams. You know what I mean? If it doesn't, like if you did 4 grams in a shot,
Yeah,
you could somehow
and
put that into where all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, and then like it's working,
yeah, I have to take a lot at a time. If I take a gram of RSO, I'll get loopy as fuck. Easy. But that's you're just basically slamming your whole system with RSO, and it would probably take long of me doing grams of RSO all at once to get used to it. Because I was doing that for a while back when I had my broken femur, because I thought I also had cancer. So shout out to Spartan Grow. He set me up with all the RSO I needed. Said do a gram a day. And that's what I did. But that first gram, and I didn't do it all at once. I did start out with 1/4 grams and then went to 1/2 grams. But yeah, I'm loopy. And I didn't mind being loopy, don't get me wrong, because I was bedridden anyway.
Well, my mechanic's about to show up. I got to go out and get my shit ready for him to get here, get my car back. Excited about that. So wanted to stop and say, hey, what's up? Peace.
It's really good seeing you again, dude. It's been a
Yeah,
real
Johnny, it's really good seeing you, kid, man.
come back
Glad
again
you're,
soon, okay?
I'm glad you got them plants going.
Yeah. It's a struggle, man. Lately, I'm having a hard time even just keeping up with gardening. I mean, it's just my energy level has gone through the floor. So I'm just
Like, yeah, I think you should try overdosing on edibles right before you go to sleep. Sleep as long as you can. Like that's
I like that idea.
Yeah.
You try that RSO by the gram right before bedtime to see if it doesn't put you down.
I think I'll do a little bit extra tonight before I go to bed. But anyways, Eagle, peace, brother.
Take care, Johnny. Miss you, brother.
Ciao. Love you, man. Catch you guys later. Peace.
Bye
Love you,
bye.
Johnny. Peace.
Come on. Better turn this thing sideways to work.
I can figure out how to get out of this damn thing.
There you go. Is that Pizza Eagle?
It is.
Did you bring enough for everybody?
I didn't. I just ate.
Yeah, I haven't had dinner yet. But fortunately, no mushrooms tonight.
No.
I'll wait for tomorrow.
I had a little bit of tincture last night. Late last night. Oh. Man, my computer's been fucking freaking out.
Yeah. That was a really good interview you did with Morganja yesterday.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I had a lot of fun the other night with Daniel Staggs too.
Yeah, that was also good. Last night I had a conflict of YouTube premieres, well, YouTube lives. But I ended up and started watching one, and then I popped over to the other, and I did do mushrooms yesterday. And I was even on Discord too, and I went, what the fuck am I doing on Discord? So I got off of there because 3 things at once was just one too many. Well, then I needed to get on the couch, and I thought, oh, I'm just gonna sit here and watch yours for a minute. And then I woke up and they were all done. So yeah. But so I woke up, when I did wake up this morning at 3:30, I did rewatch the Morganja from the beginning. And then I rewatched the other one from the beginning as well. So, but I do enjoy talking to people in chat. Hi, chat, by the way.
What are you smoking on tonight?
Myself, I am doing some double dose and some Mac 1 hash that I got from Bake Pond back at Hash Bash that I just haven't used yet.
I bet you that shit's legit, man.
It's good. Yep, it's pretty fucking good. So yeah, it's almost
I could tell he knows what he's doing and the way he talks and stuff.
He does. He's a smart guy when it comes to the cannabis, and he's very dedicated to it. He's one of them type A's, you know, that really.
Yeah, I could tell. And he's funny as fuck, dude. Sometimes he's just like.
He's just a boomer in a millennial's body, is what he is.
Yeah, I dig him. I'm fucking stoned right now.
Perfect.
He was like, what are you smoking on? You're like, myself? I was like, wow, she's smoking on herself.
No.
There's a name for a strain, I'll just call it myself.
Smoking myself? Myself? What are you smoking? Myself? Yeah. But
surely there must be one named the best already.
Dude, Shirley's the next one. I told you I got to name all
Don't call me Shirley.
I got to name all my girls. All my strains girls, because I said that once. And being the person that I am, whatever I say, that's the way it is. If I say it, it is it. Unfortunately. That's why I often include the words maybe, probably. I'm planning on it. See, that's not a commitment.
Yeah. It's not that you're lying. You have the good intentions to do it, but whether it ever comes to fruition is another story.
Yeah, but if I say I'm going to be there, yeah, unless God doesn't want me there, I will be there.
When is that legacy thing at the end of July?
21st through the 23rd, I believe. I just seen the fucking.
That'd be an event to travel out to, because like Ed Rosenthal will be there. And,
that's what I hear.
Yeah,
so I would like to meet Ed. Get a picture with Ed underneath my radar left boob.
The other guys were
I hung out with Ed a couple times.
Are you laughing about him being under my boob?
No, I'm laughing about he's
That'd
cool.
be pretty cute.
The one time he was shrooming hard. Like, so that time I just hung out for like a split second. I was like, I wanted to show him. I have a magazine that he signed, and I don't know if I told you this. I wrote into High Times, and he wrote a letter back to me. Like he wrote, hand wrote a letter back, which was crazy to me when I was a kid.
That's dope, though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I'm like, hey man, I want to show you this. He's like, not now, man. I'm just like, I'm fucking shrooming hard. I was at an event. He was like, oh, surrounded by old people and shit. Yeah, you can tell. I was like, all right, no worries. But I hung out with him in California, in Amsterdam. He did a book signing, and I think he was teaching a class. But in any case, like, yeah, I smoked a few joints with him. We hung out.
Me?
He's
I
totally
remember when Amsterdam was going
cool.
strong and heavy.
Yeah. Like, I don't think any of them are snobs, really. Like, like some people are.
No.
But he's totally like, yeah, whatever, man.
Well, as I told my brother just today, he's the one who told me Ed was going to be there, and he said, yeah, Ed's kind of going out all over and blah blah blah, and his wife kind of is managing him. I'm like, well, yeah, that's a good thing. And he says, yeah. He goes, but man, he tiring him out or something. I go, but think about it, Chuck. He was in the business a lot of years, putting himself out there, and he wasn't making shit. He was not getting, things were a lot different.
He had those books. He must have been getting paid on them books, and then he was at High Times. He was making money, maybe not a lot,
but not like he probably is now. But yeah, because he's definitely, because now he's heavy promoting through the cannabis world instead of just being High Times. You didn't read High Times,
High Times today, but
now look at High Times. Look at, that's gotta be a solo artist, just about.
Dude, that was like
pretty old guy too. He's got.
I was gonna say, when I met him, he seemed old to me.
Yeah, well, if he's gonna cash in, I told my brother, now's the time he's got to do it. This is the time to get out there and get.
This is the time he should be sitting on this freaking beach, looking at hot chicks, smoking a joint 24/7, drinking cold liquid, whichever he wants. That's what I like.
Yeah,
these people.
But he wouldn't be meeting you and me.
That's true. Work until you die, man. Work until you die. Let's do it. Let's do it, world.
It's not
Whatever,
work
if you
enjoy it.
if you love it, if you're smoking weed, it's all good. No worries. Just ask this cat, Rez. What's up?
Well, I really appreciate Willie Nelson working until he dies. I really do, because now I'm going to get to see him.
Oh, you better knock on wood, woman.
I gotta jump out though, guys. I gotta get to work in the morning, so it's good to see you,
Smiley.
Good to see you, Smiley. I'll keep you your babies.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Bye.
Oh man, how's everybody doing?
Good. How you doing today, brother?
Better than yesterday, I can say that.
Another Gandalf.
I had a bad time. Had a bad time at a funeral yesterday. So.
I'm sorry.
Well, I didn't go to the service because I'm not talking to any of my family. And there's the guy who might have put the gun to my head. I gave him the opportunity to come, but he didn't go either. Mm-hmm. So I showed up, and nobody was supposed to be there. And the person who told me they left they weren't all going. And I went by with a bad attitude, and I went like this to my cousin who was standing there. And the funeral director thought it was for him. So he got
snap.
No. Why would he think that?
Because he's a small town redneck prick who thinks he can tell me to leave a
service.
A funeral.
Everybody else was going. I was supposed to have my own service. They were supposed to open the casket for me. I asked them to open it. I'm the one that asked to have it open.
Right.
And then he said, I didn't hear that. I just heard you wanted to wait on it before we dropped it so you could do something. And he dropped it without my permission. And he broke the law when he did. And then it went bad fast. And I had to get back because I was mad, man. I wanted to rip somebody's head off. And my cousin works for the judge, so I have to watch it.
Hey, I'm sorry you went through that.
Yeah, so we're selling everything. House is getting sold. Everything's got to go through the courts. So it's already in process. No big deal. But I'm out of here as soon as I got a little something. I got to get out of here. And I'm serious, Eagle. You find one in that area where you find a decent farm price, I'll buy it. And I mean, buy it so you can separate a place off like you had last time. And we'll write the contract and I'll stay good on the deal. It'd be yours, rent to own. I mean, lease to own, whatever, right off the bat. Screw that other shit. I'm done. Now, everybody, I can't do it for everybody out there, but I can do it for Eagle. Sorry.
Appreciate the offer.
What's that?
No, definitely appreciate the offer.
I mean, I'm serious because I made an offer here to somebody and the property he wanted, it was too high, and I'm going back to Maryland because I got some farmer friends that they pay like they loan money from their friends all the time, so they'll borrow $50,000 at like 20% interest, and it's back, and it comes out of the milk check, so you never miss it. This is a guy who my dad in January said, Johnny Baker was a friend of mine, and it's just the way he said it was like, Brian's my best friend, or one of my best friends, and he's a farmer that you just is like man of man, right? You can't stop him, right? He I don't want to see him to pay interest anymore. I've been looked out after, and I'm going to use it wisely, set myself up wisely. But for my friends, there's a couple friends I can make sure I help out. You know, you're not paying a $20,000 of interest anymore on a $100,000 loan. For me, it's zero. Just get my money back to me. That set of money. That's set amount for him, right? And that's the way it should be for your friends and somebody who has helped you. That guy's helped me in the past, right? But nobody else would. I mean, I'm not just talking monetary. I mean, like, sit there and talk to me for hours, you know, when nobody else was around and things were going bad, sitting in the milk parlor, right? You know, I mean, I get my camper and I'm gonna go buy a piece of property. I'm gonna build a house. It's like, why don't you just leave the camper parked right there? He said, you ain't got to pay no rent. I went, okay. That's the kind of situation I like. Park your camper there, you know. Hey, maybe we can buy a place big enough to do a festival. What's 50 acres up there? How much is 50 acres up there?
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've shopped, brother.
I'd like to have 100.
Dude. Kind of coincidental conference, to be honest with you. What's up, Green Fingers?
Coincidental?
Yeah.
Why is it coincidental?
I don't know if I want to. I don't want.
Oh, yeah.
We have it in private conversation.
Okay, I got you. But I just want people to. I guess maybe this should have been a private conversation. If it should have been, and I didn't do it private, it's not because I'm trying to be somebody. People, it's just that I want people to show how it's supposed to be done, right? So
It's a good example, brother. Appreciate you.
But I mean, you can hold me to it. I told the other guy, if I don't do it, it don't work out. Watch, I'll disappear. I'll drop dead for lying. You ain't gonna catch me lying.
Your exuberance that made you bring it out in public. There's no fault with having that.
Well, there's a guy. See, there's two sides of it, because the guy who screwed Eagle, who I watched him in that house for a couple years, you know, in that house, a year and a half or whatever, until he finally, well, coming up on the 2-year anniversary, you had to leave, right? And just all of a sudden, if you did that work for him, he decided he'd do himself over there and just screwed you. Never signed the contract, never set it up in the beginning. You know, no, forget that. Here's the money for the lawyer fee, whatever. Notary, here it is. They're cheap for that. Write it up. It's done. It's your property. I ain't worried about you. You're not going to not pay me. So, and if you do, it'll only be because of hard times. I'll be like, don't give it to me this month if you can.
You want to hear something funny? I didn't talk about this on air, but so you remember the Weed Nerd? I did a Sunset Weed Nerd.
Yep.
Sunset. I kicked it off.
Yeah, it's the Sunsets is actually the identifier for the show.
Fucking I'm doing that episode, and I see a couple people walk down the pier.
Oh, he was one of them.
And they sit there and they start talking to me, and I don't think nothing about it. And they're like, "Oh," I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing a live right now." And they go, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm muted anyway." And I start talking to them a little bit. Be decent people. And then fucking I turn my head again, I see a third person. I look over my shoulder, and it was the guy's dad / partner that fucked me out of that house. My
Hey,
shoulders.
Dick, how you
No
doing?
way.
Yeah, he looked at me and says, "Oh, how you doing?" I just smiled and said, "Oh, how you doing?" And that was the most I have ever tried to. That was the biggest test of reframing I had ever had.
Yeah. Chicken Dick, you got some balls.
And then no. It goes on.
Oh, he kept talking?
Oh, he talked. He sat there for a second. Then he gets on the phone and he walks down the pier, and then he comes back and he talks to the other guys like, "Come on." Next thing I know, I look over and there's a cop car sitting there, and fucking he walks out and walks up to the cop car and fucking talks to them and fucking walks off. And then after they left, so obviously he called the police while he was sitting there on the deck.
Yesterday.
No,
Damn.
the Sunset Show.
Sunset episode.
Sunset
I'm,
show.
I'm,
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
following.
Then they
Damn.
sat there and fucking watched me for
Oh, see, where you were gonna hit him?
well, I was live and on air, fucking recording the sunset, doing the show.
That's some shit, man.
Wow.
That's some bullshit.
Wow. What's it cost to set it just because I can't be on the front of it until my felony's gone. But I can do that next month.
One felony at a time, motherfuckers.
Ounce of weed, no big deal. It's been a long time, and Maryland's legalizing, so I'm sure they'll do it pretty simple now. But I wouldn't be opposed to, seeing how much of a small not a dispensary,
Allegedly.
a small farm,
Everything he's thinking of is alleged, by the way, everybody. He's
Yeah.
not.
What?
Allegedly.
In Michigan?
Everything's alleged everywhere.
Oh,
Ever.
why is that?
Especially when
Why?
recording.
Did I hear? Did I hear something? Did the feds change something on us? Are they coming after us?
Allegedly.
Oh, I don't know nothing about birthing no babies. I just know everything's alleged. Especially
Allegedly.
allegedly, things are alleged.
Yeah.
Allegedly, I'll probably never talk to any of my relatives again. So I don't think that's the right word to go there.
Oh,
Yeah.
But yeah, I blew up. I thought I blew my motor up on the way back.
Green finger smoking some hash.
Always breaking down.
That shit lit up like hash. Hell yeah, kid. Get it. Get it.
Oh, they put the tag at the top like jackasses, so you can't read it. That's the
That's
brand.
right.
What is it?
The brand is Nasha.
And its flavor is not on here. Oh, Blue Mendo Punch.
That thing lit up like a fireball.
No grass around here, man. I'm in the red right now. So I gotta get out of the red. The mayor's my neighbor. So
It's an expensive ass flower. It was $30 for an eighth. Expensive. It's not expensive, but it was really good flower. It's almost all gone. So the nug that is left, kind
I
of
was
small.
hoping the fireflies would be out again tonight. There was wild night.
Nice. The first time I've seen one in 5 years.
I thought somebody was in the woods watching me, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then the light went out, and I went, what the fuck is that? And then it came back on, and I went, oh, wait, I know what that is. And then all of a sudden, one lit up right by me, and I was like, fuck. And then I sat there for a minute, and it was just like started flashing all over like a little light show. It's been a while since I've seen something like that. Here and there, one or two, but to fill up my field, Christ.
Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of them down here. I probably can't see as many because I'm in the city. Nothing like having a LED. I mean, has LED lights outside are bright, man. The city lights. And my dad had one right in the driveway, $8.95 a month for that little tiny light. It's bright, man. I mean, it's bright as can be. My brother's like, the lettuce won't grow.
Well, they could theoretically be lighting up the fuck out of my field, or I think I just saw one. Yeah, I did. Yeah, they are. They're over there. I was been looking out here, and the woods are too close, maybe. Lowland is over that way. Lower land.
Let me ask one more. Well, hey, one more question with that, Eagle. What part of that? So, like where you were talking in that same area, is that where you'd look for
I
land?
don't mind northern Michigan. Northern Michigan's cool.
Okay.
Whole
You're gonna have to be on it on both pieces of the property on the wintertime. Find one where I can split your section off, man. Right? That way, I'm just not gonna be here in the winter because I don't like the cold. It's cold
What?
down
Not to be nosy, but where you living right now, sir?
Tennessee.
Okay, northern Michigan, from Tennessee to northern Michigan. I'm
Quick
thinking that should be like a travel a diary. Let you, res first year in Michigan.
I've been there a lot, but I've
The
never
hard
lived
year. The hard year. What do you mean it's
there.
gonna be cold until when?
I used to live in Maryland, and
That's northern Michigan. That's long ass withers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you go northern Michigan, yeah, I lived in Michigan my whole life, but I've not lived in northern Michigan.
The flip
Not-
side of that is if I had
Yeah.
a house where I brought the wood into the basement, I can just stay inside all winter. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah,
I don't.
that's
I
cool.
like
'Cause you
being
probably will be.
No, I'm good. I'm gonna go to like South America in the winter or something.
You'd be sitting there, and you doing showing us your indoor grow every week.
No, I'll be down. I'll buy a piece of property beside Breeder Steve, so you can just come down there.
There you go. God, now you're thinking.
So I'm.
You're gonna be the man about town, man, the world traveler.
Yeah, and it costs it's not worth it. I'd rather have my parents back.
True enough.
But I sold my camper, man. I sold my camper for like a little bit of nothing and took off, man. I shoved everything was shoved in my excursion. I mean, I got to the point where I was like, I forgot to put things in, and I was just like punching stuff in holes. I mean, there was like coffee pot that finally fell out, crock pot and timers and all the grow tent. It just got folded up as best as I could and shoved up top. It's like killing another plant. Just kill them all. I'm getting good at killing stuff once I flip them.
Oh, that's not when you kill them. Kill them early so you have nothing invested.
I'm not going to have to worry about it anymore once I buy a place up there. Then I can just let them go, right? I'm not going to have to worry about my landlord cutting me off.
You get 12 personal.
If I get my medical, I get 12 more, right? Or 6 more. What do you give?
12 more, but you have it works funny. If you're already growing your 12 for you get 12. You get to go grow 12 for yourself, whether you call those medical or call those recreational. Now, you can grow 12 for you, an eagle can grow 12 for you, an eagle can grow 12 for himself. Or conversely, you can grow 12 for eagle and you can grow 12 for yourself if he's your patient.
No, I can't because I got a felony. You can't be a caregiver in Michigan if you got a felony.
Well, then I guess he's going to be yours. Wait, I don't know.
I think I can grow all the weed I need off 2 plants, but I mean,
if all you need is a name for a caregiver for yourself while you grow, you just got to find a name, and still you can still have the plants at your house. But then I think you have to have them separate from your own plants.
How many of you there get inspected?
It doesn't matter. Nobody gets inspected. It's just bullshit. You can have 500,000 and nobody, well, no, you can't, but you could have, say, like, if you were allegedly like me and having that little 100-gallon over there has put me over 4 times. So.
Yeah, but what's the cost to buy a license up there? Just to once my felony's going. What's it cost to buy a license up there?
Shoot, I don't even know.
Huh? I mean, there's a lot of people who've been on here who set up operations.
Sure.
You don't have to.
Somebody in the chat, if you know, shout it out.
Eagle, what do you think?
I think he's reading chat to see if any of them know what they think.
I don't know. It's just a whole different ball game. I've been saying it for like last 3 years. I've been on here, 2.5.
I
I've been
can't
on
hear
here.
you if you're talking, Eagle. I don't know why.
I believe it's 10 grand. Let me check. And that's the Google, right?
You, that's excuse me.
It's always
Hey,
down
man.
to money, always.
Yeah, man. How many plants can we grow on a farm for that?
I believe 100.
Plenty. 100 plants already sexed out. We know what we got going. Oh yeah, because they'd be like, "Hey, Eagle, I can't do this. You want this 50 pounds of bud to make into hash?" That's what I like, man. Everything that's not good for smoking in flower, it's like, well, it works good into hash. What's the deal there? That's
Or
just my
three,
opinion.
or 3 patients plus yourself, which I know you say you can't with a felony, but if you're
Is
getting
it
a
only
felony
3 now?
3 patients and yourself, and you're at 48 plants. So what would you spend $10,000 if you have to clear your felony either way?
Wait a
Yeah.
minute. They pulled the caregiver back to 3?
No, I'm just adding up
What?
48.
Why would I want to do that? Because you could. I don't need a brand, right? Eagle could go ahead and have his brand, right? And he could have his brand and go ahead and start a business. I can fold that business out and say, hey, I can do it the same way they do the property, right? I don't want a business really. I just want to start a business. So I got some write-offs and I want to buy the land. But I'm more than willing to take whatever I can do to transfer something into somebody else's name if they make it work. Like, you guys will be buying Eagle. You'll be buying Eagle Gardens flower and all over Michigan in a possibly in a store. I got it. That's what I'm saying. I go right along with that. I told you, right? I got an eagle on my arm, so I'm okay with it. It all works out.
All of a sudden you're at Gems and Genetics, and you got a table.
Yeah, we're down in Columbia at Breeder Steve's. Getting some stuff we want to bring back.
Man, that was I was literally like climbing over my grow equipment yesterday, standing on top of a mountain of grow equipment. Wasn't that fucking
About time.
Yeah, it's time. It's literally fucking time.
It's perfect timing, man. It's perfect timing. I think I should be up there with him probably once something happens here, which could happen in the next 1 to 4 weeks. I got to make a trip to see my financial advisor, my friend of mine in Pennsylvania, and stop at my buddy's farm, and then I'm coming straight to Michigan, Lord willing, unless I be dropped dead before then.
So anybody that's pissed him off, beep, you're on point now in Michigan. He's coming.
I'm coming back. I'm coming home, man. Because I gotta go to I need to go to East Lansing and see my uncle Stan, who's buried there. And,
You're originally from Michigan?
No, I was born in Maryland, but my dad was born in Chicago. My mom and dad met in East Lansing or in Lansing. But my dad, both my uncles, and three or four of my aunts, four of my aunts, three of my aunts. They all went to Michigan State. They all went to Michigan State. Everybody went to Michigan State.
Yeah, that's what I wondered if Michigan State was Italian.
My grandfather used to work out of Chicago, but then he went into a business where he went to all the nursing homes in Michigan. He was over all the nursing homes in Michigan. My grandfather was. So he used to go, and he fell through a ceiling and got tuberculosis inside of it. One of the institutions, and he ended up having to stay in that institution on and off for a long time in a sanitarium.
Damn.
Because he was sick from tuberculosis. And that disease if you have a relative that did that, my grandfather was born in 1903, died in 96 to when he was 93. So anybody's histories in that age group, the people who got tuberculosis, then their kids didn't get any hugs. So none of the kids, and my dad
Didn't want to spread it.
The other 5, he didn't hug his kids anymore. He just stopped hugging his kids.
It's a real shame.
I saw where I read an article a few years ago. It was in the Washington Post, and it was based upon the same thing, but out of the records they had from people and they talked to from Walter Reed in DC where they used that facility. It's just, yeah, it's really a shame. You know, people get same thing here with this, right? Pandemic, make everyone put a mask on, stay home, and then people dying and they can't even see their relatives. Now all people all around the world still got these damn masks on their face, stay back. You know, how do you whatever. It's like,
Don't work yourself up over shit you can't help
I
or
don't know.
change.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure the vaccine killed my dad and my mom. So I get all worked up about it. My dad was in better health than me, and he just dropped upstairs and he had bleeding and he was dead the next day. Or he was dead then. He was probably going then. So he was just going, man. I'm like, what? No way. I'm like, oh man. So, but within 5 months, that's so close, man. So close. Yeah. So, my grandparents are buried in. I got grandparents and great grandparents and aunts and uncles buried in Michigan. I don't know if my uncles are buried there. I think one might be. Well, he's buried up north, I believe. He was kind of in hiding. Another one's buried out in Oregon or Washington State. They don't go to each other's funeral. When a brother or sister dies, they don't go. And I don't think I will now either, probably. Maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe I'll have. I'm pretty mad right now. So, but that's not.
Families are real complicated things. I gotta say, I got one that's pretty complicated. And I talked to one brother, and I got a brother and sister that guy brother lives next door. I don't talk to, unless his dog is running from him and he has to cross my yard to go get him, and then I'll sit taunt him. But that's different. That's not talking to him.
Ours has always been. It's always based upon money, right? And it's really been bad since I got hurt, right? Because I think I told that. I mean, I haven't had any of my own. I stopped working in 2015 when I went and started doing stuff with the homeless on the street, and I went to California for some other stuff. But when I came back and got hurt, when my brother pulled a gun on me, my dad just stepped up and started giving me money. He just started giving me money. It was tough in the beginning. And then he just, at the end, he was just like, I mean, your mom, we're going to give you the max the government will allow us, which was $30,000 a year, cash free, tax free. I've been getting that for 2 or 3 years now. You know, and that just went away. And I'm like, I want my dad back, you know, not because of that, but that, you know, siblings will get upset about that. And it's like, why would you do that? Why? But then he started giving them checks like $9,000 each a year, because one of them made him feel guilty. He was giving his own money away. I'm like, he felt responsible partly for the injury. So he just stepped up. My dad was so honorable, man. When he went to the military, he sent half his paycheck home to his family. When my grandfather died 1 or 2 minutes before midnight, and he needed to make it to midnight to get for my grandmother to get the pension, my dad stepped up and filled the bills. And then when his kids would fall or get hurt, if he had it, he took it. He took it out of his pocket and paid it. He didn't. I've never had to ask the government except for 3 months of what are the food stamps when I was 49. Other than that, I haven't taken a dime from the government. So I'm not it was paid out of the family's pocket to not put my philosophy is no, why am I going to make the burden for every taxpayer worse because when we can pay for it? Forget that. No way. I'm not going to take your money. I want your tax money. Not if I got it in the bank. I call that a double dip that's not needed. Right. And it's just not needed. It doesn't. So if people out there doing it, you might want to think about stopping because it hurts everybody else. It's just my opinion, right? Just my opinion. But a family, man, like that, and he's going, man. They're both going. And it's just wild, man, that fast. I know a lot of you out there don't have both your parents or any of you and hadn't had them for a long time. And it
is a tough thing for sure.
55 years, and then they're just both going like that. And you're just like, that's not right, man. This is not the way. I've seen it before in the past, but they had every stinking shot from that one company you could get. And my brother, who's out sitting out front right now, who if he walks up here, he won't want his face on camera. I'll have to turn it. he's a pharmaceutical engineer, and he was just working for that company. And then from the time they started till now, you can go back through all, I won't say their name because I don't want them getting pissed, but it's one of them. And a lot of people took it starting with an M. And they've been failing all their tests, their testing in the facility with the government. And they've been putting the needles in everybody's arm, but they were failing the tests. And that's up here in Indiana. So I hope you didn't. Hopefully, none of you guys out there took that stuff, because if you took that one, you're a ticking time bomb. So, unfortunately. So, sorry, I don't want to be a downer. But let's talk about some. Hey, Tal, what you growing? Enough about my dad's being dead. Sorry.
That's all right. It's weighing heavy on you. You gotta get it out.
He was a great man. There was certain things you can't say about some people can't say about their family. And I couldn't say it before, but I'll tell the sweet story. There was a guy, I come out to, beer is, man, more expensive here than it is in California. You down here, you pay 10% tax on everything, food, everything, 10%. But there's no state income tax, but I don't care about that. I'd rather have a state income tax than 10% on everything. But he goes, "Oh, I knew your dad." He said, started telling me some stories about where they live, because it's a small town out in the middle of nowhere, right? And he's a couple of years older than me. And he said, there's always been a story about your dad. He said, if you don't want to answer it, that's fine. He said, I don't want to be rude. And
He's already being rude.
he wasn't. No, he was sweet, because he's talking about my dad, and he knew my dad. My dad was kind of like stoic. He didn't talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But he'd talk to you forever if you wanted to have a conversation.
I know this one thing.
Right. And he said, I heard your dad worked on submarines. And I was like, that's true. He said, that is true. He worked on submarines. And he said, that's wild, man. I said, yeah, but I can tell you something now that I wouldn't say before. And I didn't need to say before, because it could have caused somebody trouble. My dad never told a secret. My dad probably had the highest security clearance you can get in the world. In the United States, the highest security clearance you can get. And he was the designer, the lead, probably one of the smartest electrical engineers to ever live. And he designed the firing system for the Trident nuclear sub that was on every Trident nuclear sub in the world, for the British and for us, every Trident nuclear sub. They're not using that. They've changed that now. Everything's changing. And they had changed it since he left, since he'd been gone the last 20 some years. But he never talked about any of it. He never, because you can't. And it was so weird. I found one of his uniforms, and it had a name on it. And I was like, then I was like, oh, it's just a random thing. And then it was two of them. It was on the name, and it was in the collar. And it wasn't my dad's name. It was another name. So I'm guessing they used different names while he was on the ship. Because like in England, he worked off a spy base when he was lived in England. They lived in England from 87 till almost right around 2000, 2001. But anyway, yeah. So it's just like, wow. I said, I was blown away. I didn't know what my dad did as a kid. It was just like, he does something with subs. I don't know. He's an electrical engineer. So that's all you give your kid. Right. And then one day when you grow up and he's retired, and I'm already in my 40s when I found out, late 40s. And my brother said, you didn't know what dad did? I said, no. And I never asked. I knew better than to ask questions. I got corrected one time for asking a question. And after that, I knew from being in the military, wasn't my business to ask any questions about certain stuff. And he's like, well, he was a designer and lead engineer. I was like, well, that's pretty cool. And I was like, that's also, wow, you got to watch yourself. Then you go, oh, this is why Marine One landed in my backfield. Or it was because my neighbor up front who was an operator, or the guy next door who was an operator, or the guy down the street who worked for NASA. But that president's helicopter landed in my backfield when I was a kid, sitting there having dinner. And Marine One come down. Then it wasn't until later in life, like 30 years later, and I was living there, and I went, 25 years later, or whatever it was. And I was like, what in the world? I said, oh, that was that president's helicopter. And then when I moved my camper, that one I was in, which you can still find sitting there on Google, unless they listen to this and they might change it, but they don't want to see the new people living there because there's all operators in that area, or used to be operator houses in that area. And I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, I probably said too much already. If you live outside of DC in that whole loop, I was saying to somebody, you just living close to somebody because they don't want to be close to their office. They don't want to be close to any of their offices with their family, so they get outside the city, right? So they're out everywhere and in the public and everything. And you're like, I'm the girl I married from high school after 25 years being in high school. Her dad was in the CIA. I mean, my own wife did stuff that she couldn't talk to me about. It's just weird, man. It's a real weird life. What'd you do today, honey? Oh, not too much. Ran some operation where they broke into nuclear facilities. They had SEALs and shit breaking in and under green. It's crazy, man. The stuff they do as you find out. So I've had a mic up my ass since I was a kid. I watched my dad get shut down I watched my dad and didn't even know he did it until later when I went to the hospital in Germany, and I had met them, and I got a weekend pass, and I got so sick at 104.7 degree temperature when they finally got it to break. And the doctor wouldn't let me leave the hospital. They had told my dad, if you don't get him back, he's got to go. He's going to the field. He's going to firing this weekend. He's going out to Hornfeld. He's got to be there in the captain's tank that he drives. And if he can have Article 15, he's going to lose rank. My dad disappeared. He was gone for a while. I was in and out. They finally got the needles in my arm, and my dad just come back and walked up to me and said, "Yeah, don't worry about it. You don't have to get back. You'll be fine." And I went, "Well, what just happened? What just happened?" Did not know. I did not know my dad could pick up the phone and call somebody, and they could jump from the Navy to the Army right over there, and that guy right to my the office of my first sergeant to say, "Just back off." I'm like, what the hell, man? Shit right out of the movies, right? I mean, the shit. And then to think of all this trouble I got in, all the hell I caused my dad. Because when I left the Army, I left without permission. I got on a plane out of Germany and flew home. And my dad's like, "You cannot stay here. Are you kidding with my job? You can't."
My ass.
So I was down running from the military, AWOL, deserter from the Germany. And I would come home at nighttime. The daytime, I would take off and be down my buddies in the mountains getting high. And we just smoking weed all the time. And twice when I left that house in the mountains, the federal marshals showed up. Well, the only way the federal marshals could know where I was at in 1987 is that my dad went, "Hey, this is probably where he's at." Because he was like, yeah, because he was
gonna solve that problem.
What do? He protect his whole career, his job, and
Yeah,
just because
solve that problem. Just because you were being a dumbass.
He loved my mama, but he was going to have to do what he did to do to protect the whole family and mama from me by her letting me hang around in a place I shouldn't be,
Why did you want to leave Germany? Did it suck?
Oh, no, dude. There was 166. This is a quick story. 166 people in my basic training, right? Where you did AIT, basic training and AIT together at Fort Knox. Out of the 166, 144 graduated. Out of those 144 graduated, I was the only person with the GED, the youngest person in the group. And I should have been tied for number one in graduation with the general's son. But they screwed me. So at the youngest and all that stuff, you end up pissing. Some people just get really pissed off. And there was a guy who was an E3 when he came in because of what he did and how smart he was in his college. And I went right up to the ranks. Within 6 months was an E3, got my E4 within like a year. I had to go to board for E3 and E4, and you don't typically till 5 because everybody from basic training went to the same unit. bad mistake. First time they ever did it. And then we all went from Texas to Germany. We swapped the whole battalion. But when we got to Germany, that same guy got into headquarters. And so now he had my paperwork. So now we had this testing, and the scores came back, and the score got leaked. And I was the second. He was number one in testing, and I was number two. And so they call everybody in. Your captain will talk to you, about your score and what's going on and everything. And I drove the captain's Jeep and the captain's tank. Right. So I was expected not to be an F up. Right. And I sit there, and I'm the last one called in, which would be normal. He calls me in, sets me down. He said, "What's going on, man?" I was like, "What do you mean what's going on?" He said, "You got the lowest score in the battalion." And I went, "Oh no." It got swapped. And right then I just went, okay, I'm tired of this already. I got a woman who wants me back in the States. I'm tired of it. I'm not putting up with this crap. I'm not playing these politics. And I was an immature kid, I was a kid. I mean, I was 19 years old and, in charge of a couple $1 million piece of equipment. And plus a Jeep, plus making sure my captain was taken care of and everything. And being the top guy, it just gets stressful. And he just didn't like me. So he swapped the stuff. And I was like, no way, man, I'm out of here. So I got on a plane and everybody got together. Everybody knew I was leaving. I dropped stuff out of windows. I had a guy drive me to the airport, sat there at the airport waiting for him to show up and arrest me all night long. Had a plan to give me extra time because my buddy who was in basic training with me, he just got promoted to corporal, which is a hard stripe E4. I was a spec 4, just so you don't get a pay raise, but you're now a non-commissioned officer. So he could do charge of quarters, CQ duty. That means you're on duty for 24 hours straight and you can't sleep.
Yeah, you got screwed, and so you left. I got you.
Yeah, man. I right then is when I wanted. Now let's watch this. This is a guy who did everything. I wanted to be a state trooper at one point growing up, just because I had a guy who was a he rode our horse. He borrowed our horse, and on the Antietam battlefield, park ranger. So he started as a park ranger, and then he became a state sheriff. And that guy was not a prick. This guy was not like a cop that you would hate to be around. He was not somebody who held it over people. He was respected, and he just treated it like you did. If you were breaking the law, well, you were probably going to get in trouble, but he wasn't going to look for stuff, right, to get you in trouble. So let's keep your weed down. You'll probably never get caught. Don't speed with your weed. He'll never smell it. But even if he hears about you, he probably wouldn't come look for you because he's like, I ain't got time for that. So I thought he was good. That's why I wanted to. But when that happened right there, and I was in the Army, and the Army let these kind of things happen, and they promoted people, I got screwed because of a general. I should have maxed everything in basic training, but they couldn't let me pass. So that when I started doing push-ups, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 7, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12. What the hell? Get your ass down. Oh, I know they're right. And so I did like 40, 20 or 30 or 40 over what I was supposed to do, but didn't max the push-ups. Blew the run, blew everything else, but they had to make sure all the gate tests, max everything. So 6 of us graduated number 2. But if just because the push-ups, I'd have been tied with the general's son, and you just can't have that. You just can't have a 17-year-old high school dropout who's the youngest and the last person that the Army gave me. I was the last person the Army gave a waiver to not have a high school diploma to get in the Army.
Yeah,
So.
I got to, pardon me, I got to bounce out of here. So,
Thanks for the advice.
When I get in, I'll go see you inside. But yeah, it's getting, I'm getting bit to hell up with mosquitoes out here. So I'll see ya.
Awesome to see you, Blue Kist.
Thank you for popping in.
Not a problem.
Have a good one.
But the best thing about leaving Germany was they gave us all everybody in the battalion a whole piss test that day. It was the first time ever. They had never. And I've hopped town the day he gave me a piss test because I'd lost a couple of ranks. I'd have been, confined to barracks. I'd have been doing extra duty, and I was like, it's the perfect time to skip the army, man. I'd been in there over 2 years. I only had the year left, and it was like, but it was so bad, man. Texas was so good, and Germany was like, bleh, except for the hash. The hash was really good. The hash and the beer were really good. I have to say that. Yeah. So that's an interesting story. I don't know if I've told that one before, but yeah, that led into the whole dealing with the Iran Contra after that, and the drugs coming in from the Iran Contra. So I just slid right out of the military right into a head full of stuff a 19-year-old kid shouldn't be shoving up his head. Pure stuff out of Colombia, and So they can keep that stuff, man. If you like that white stuff, that's on you, man. I don't want nothing to do with that stuff. Keep that stuff.
Really don't know what's in any of those things anymore.
No, man. And even when you do, when it was the stuff that would make you want to pass out, it's just like I was in Puerto Rico about 10 years ago. Maybe it's been longer than 10. I don't think I've been there. It's probably been 10 since I've been there. So it's about 13 years ago. We went down in La Perla. If you've ever been to Puerto Rico, La Perla is the city outside the city. It's the city outside the city wall where all the lowlifes lived. Quote unquote, they're not lowlifes. They're just those who weren't good enough to live inside the city wall. So the butchers and the morticians and all the people they thought were lowlifes, their houses on the outside of the wall. Well, anyway, it's called La Perla, the Pearl. And you walk down in one street. You can go one drive in, one out. There's only one way to drive in and one way to drive out. And you just walk in the gate and you turn, and these young guys, anywhere from 12 to 20s, they had 3 or 4 of them just throw up toolbox. They open tackle boxes. And most of the time, they're just all weed, all different weed and little packets. They all got a little sticker on them for what they are. They got a different picture on each little one. These are 5, these are 10, these are 20. And then this guy opens his over here, and you're like, whoa, I know that smell, buddy. Oh, no. Can you just keep that one over there, man? I don't need that ether. You keep the ether, man. Keep that ether way over there. But yeah, they just open tackle boxes. It's just like, because all the spaces, for all the different compartments in a tackle box, 4 different rows, open it up, 4 different shelves, all the different little things. Like, what do you got there, man? Well, I got this weed and this weed and this weed and this weed and this weed. I was like, dang, that's a good idea, man. I was like, I've never thought about that. Tackle boxes. And then you go, and it's funny because when you go in there, you're not going to get ripped off. They won't steal from you because they get in trouble because it's a closed community. It's a closed net. And especially if you're from an American, they just don't want the trouble, right? And Obama shut it down after he showed up, and they went into that place and just ripped it to pieces. But anyway, it's like a little village, and it's all just these little tiny alleys, and they're all like shoved together on the outside of the wall. They're the ones that first took the first hits when the bombs, the Spaniards were getting bombed, getting under attack from ships on the city wall, on the fort, outside the fort wall. And but anyway, there was a little grandmother up in the window, and the guy had the money, and he just walked over to the tray. She dropped the tray down. He threw the money on the tray. She pulled the tray back up on the rope, pulled it back up. It was like, oh, nobody's gonna get you. Yeah, where'd that go, man? She dropped that thing down from like 2 stories up, just a cord with a tray with a 4 tie to it, and it come down up and down with stuff on. I was like, what the hell was that? It's like, man, they just make shit happen around here. And they gave my brother, he was like, I'll take one of those and one of those packets and one of those packets. And he's like, well, I only got 3 of those. And he took his money and took off. And I was like, what'd you just let happen? He's going to get the other one. I said, oh, dude, he's not coming back with the other one. My brother goes, here, let's get a beer. There's a bar right there. And right there in a bar on the street, you can buy it and drink it on the street. He bought it, and my brother just should stand here and watch. 5 minutes later, this young kid come running up with the last packet. I went, holy shit. Boy, I was been down some crack alleys over the years. When you had handed your money over, it was gone. You didn't. And I just watched this guy take off into the middle of nowhere and come back with this little tiny $10 packet of weed, man. I was like, check that out. That is so cool, man. I was like, okay, I can hang out in this place. You know. And then you can walk up the street and there's just one ramp going up the stone wall into the city, up the fort wall there in San Juan. I'm talking about San Juan. So if anybody's been down there. So, and if you haven't, go in the wintertime. Go in the wintertime.
Yeah, green fingers. What is that? $30 and that sweet tastes like.
What was that? I can barely hear you. It's so windy here.
What was that $30 and that sweet tastes like?
I have no idea. Let me see. I didn't smoke it. I just pulled out one of my nugs instead. I put it back. It smells so good that I couldn't smoke it. It's like it's at nighttime weed. It's guava gas. So it smells like in every blueberry strain I've ever smelled, almost like every blueberry cross. So that's what I get from it.
Oh.
Whatever terpene that is, probably says right on the top. That's all I smell. It smells wonderful.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm gonna smoke some of it now, I guess. It's just dark now. It's not. I don't have to eat too much.
I'm fucking stoned right now.
Yeah, I just read that. Read you stoned. I was like, I'm not sleeping, standing up. I'm trying to read Ganja Ghost.
It did look like you had your eyes closed for a
I'm
while.
trying to break up nugs that have seeds too, so I have to be very careful when I'm smoking. It doesn't
Rub it in.
I have hella seeds on this tray, so I'm breaking it up, like constantly looking down. And pink seeds go flying.
Yeah, dude.
Back in
That's hard
yesterday,
to get them all.
crazy sound of seeds back in there.
This state's never going to go legal. No, not as long as the sheriffs are the drug dealers. Oh, can I say that out loud? Excuse me. I'm like,
Oh shit! I'm starting a fire in my house.
I'm not telling where I'm at, but you know, I put it together. I kind of put that together myself. When the guy I went to school with, his grandfather and his great grandfather were both the sheriff and #1 bootlegger in Boone County, Tennessee, East Tennessee. And I'm like, oh, it's still the same then. That's why you'll never get it legal, because those guys are in charge of selling it. They're making the money off it. So, and I said that to the store down here the other night. And the guy's like, yep, probably in this county too. I was like, what? He's like, oh yeah. He said, you don't want to be getting caught out here. They said you get caught growing one plant out here. They enforce the grow one plant 1 year per plant. You get caught with 5 plants, you're doing it 5 years. You call it 10 plants, you're doing 10 years. I was like, dang.
More ganja yesterday talking about the Rangers fucking busting people. Smoking joints for like going down the river and shit, man.
Wow.
Man.
Oh, they won't let you do that in Michigan?
What? Obviously not on state land. You're not supposed to smoke in public, but everybody does. I smoke way too freely everywhere, but that's me.
What's the fine for it?
I couldn't even tell you. I don't care.
I like that. I mean, probably a bigger fine for smoking a cigarette.
Can't be
Wow.
that bad, because I can tell you this: the fucking if your recreational right is 12 plants, right? 12 plants, but anything from 12 to 99 is a misdemeanor and like a $200 fine.
To the 99.
Yeah.
Oh, Michigan, I can't wait to get there. I'll go ahead and put an
I'm
envelope.
not saying I'm not advocating being over. I'm just saying
No. I'm just going to go ahead and
that's
frame
fine.
$250. I'm going to go ahead and frame $250 and hang it up. This is my 99 equals 250.
11.
I'm good. I'm telling you, come give them to me. I'll take the $250 fine. But why do we need that many, right? The only reason I would do that, you too. I mean, most of the time. Hey, you can have another beer if you want one of those. If you need another beer, you can have one.
I don't need it, but I might take one.
All right. I'm gonna turn my camera, trying to keep you off YouTube. All right. No, I'm good, man. Thanks. Sorry, guys.
How's the garden going along?
Good.
How does your garden go?
Growing, yeah.
What you growing, man? Same thing? Cuts from the last time? More
Allegedly,
seeds?
I don't grow nothing, dude. I know somebody who does, but
Oh, whatever.
yeah.
Did you move out of
Allegedly.
California?
No, I live in California. I only grow
Oh.
6 months, so I can show them to you guys, I guess, if you guys want to see them real quick.
Now everybody's worried about how many they're growing in California since I left. Come on.
I grow in California. It's just fucking, I'm fucking high now. That stuff's fucking, that guava gas is fucking stupid good to see how long it lasts, so like the high.
Well, up in the high desert, they, like I've said it before, they would let guys get away with one greenhouse, or especially if they're doing light depth, 99 veg in one tent, 99 flower in the other.
Yeah, here's 6 of them.
I don't know why I need that many though, except for testers. Just to test them.
A few 6 a couple times.
I want a greenhouse, man. Eagle, we need a greenhouse, man. We can put it on the
Some
property line.
settings, got a original glue and
Look, you got all assortment there, man. You got
London cello yesterday and the original glue. All these are the moms that I always take, that I say, like, somebody said it's a library. I was like, yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 18 different moms to keep. I just cleared them all out, and last 2 right here, 19.
There you
19.
go.
I gotta put those in the pot, and then I get to flip my room finally. Again, the lights aren't on yet, or I take you in there.
What are you fertilizing with nowadays?
Yeah, the lights are still off. What was that? I can barely hear in
What
that
are you
room.
fertilizing with nowadays?
Soil.
Oh, soil mix. Yeah, I know. Wiggle worm. Oh, yeah.
Kiddie pool full of worms and big roots. Big roots. What the fuck's it called? Not big roots. Soil King. No, what the fuck, dude? That's the same shit. I just got this yesterday. Shit's wicked as fuck. Royal Gold. That's what it's called.
Yeah, the Royal Super Gold. Yeah.
Yeah, I use the other one, the soil one. I gotta mute you guys while I walk out here real quick because the wind is fucking crazy. It's not working.
Oh man, I miss that. I do miss that though. Oh well, thanks, man. That's all right. I'm gonna leave Michigan in the wintertime, maybe.
Depending on where you're at, that's a long winter, man. That's what we're saying.
That's all right.
That's what I meant to bring up with Morganta last night when we were talking about him growing outdoors, man. Michigan, most certainly, as further north you go, has like its own almost like microclimates where fucking you get some extreme weather. Fucking
Yeah. Snow, you mean?
where I live, yeah, and everything. Like where I lived, where you used to live in Roscommon there, if you went 10 miles north, you got 10 inches more snow, almost like every snow. You go
Wow.
fucking 30 miles up, and that fucking changed the belt even more. You know what I mean? You get over towards Traverse City, and that's a weird little part of the weather right there on that side of the state. They get the extreme rain, they get the extreme snow, you know.
Yeah.
But mid Michigan, the 3/4 of the lower thumb is pretty decent weather. It's about Roscommon, maybe.
You're at like the middle knuckle right now, right?
I'm about like, no, I'm past, just past the middle knuckle. I'd
Yeah,
say
just
up one more knuckle on that, up one more knuckle on that middle finger. So
Wait, you're up here now, right now. That lake we were
I
watching.
would say that because you're like right there in between.
Okay, that's what I thought because I was explaining it to somebody where the lake was. My brother asked where that lake was you were filming from.
All right,
So,
man.
yeah, I took him a picture.
Man, and we missed a beautiful. So I pulled in and looked behind me. It's like, man, what a beautiful sunset.
Look at that wind. That's the desert for you, man. Green fingers, where's your wind block, man?
He lost at the last win last year.
Oh, he did. That storm. Oh shit, I missed that. Oh, they had some nasty ones out there. Man, I've already got everything changed, man. I just got to go I'm just waiting on the mail to show up, and so I can go get my new Tennessee driver's license and Tennessee tags. But I'm not staying here. I probably won't be in this house anymore than 3 or 4, maybe 2 months. Well, no, I won't be there out long, a month. Nope, I'd like to be out here next week. I'm just done. I got to get away from it. That's a good looking plant there, man.
Yeah, pretty big.
I can barely hear shit. Sorry, guys.
I wouldn't
Man,
even.
what do you gotta wait a second now. That thing's so big, man. You got all season. You gonna light that down? It's gonna be through the roof.
Yeah, I pulled those ones over yesterday or last week.
I got you.
They go all the way up to the top.
Turning back up already. Look at them turning back up. I like that, man. When they turn like that. That's sweet, man.
Here you guys. Fuck. Good stuff. Oh shit! I almost fell on the rope. Holy fuck.
All right, guys. 2-minute warning. Dab song will start. Sorry, I meant to give you guys a 5-minute warning.
I gotta mute myself. I can't hear. Sorry, guys.
Hey, Eagle.
Yes, sir.
What's so the county is which county? When I started looking at stuff, what county?
What county am I currently in? Ross County.
What county would if you were gonna say I'm buying a farm, I want to buy a farm, where would you start looking?
That is the question. I was just having that conversation this week. So
all right, so there's no coincidence. So it's meant to happen. This is meant to. I like this. This is the way I like to do life. And then we find one that's splittable, right? We want one that's splittable, so it can be part. I can split a section off of you, and yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll work on that.
we'll say at best it's a weird coincidence, right?
No coincidence, man. I like fate, man. I like faith and concrete, man. Concrete's, just, yeah. And I've just been wanting to get back to Michigan now, man. Now not everybody's dead. It's like I don't want to go back to Maryland. I don't want to go back to California.
That scared even me. Cheers, guys. I was not even ready for my own dab song. That's a nice shot, Green Fingers. Badass right there. Wood Mountains in the
Say, Tal, you could always move to Michigan too, man.
Oh, we got some beautiful sunsets here. What mountain is that, Green Fingers? I don't think you can hear us.
He's looking west, so he's
So windy it won't let it focus.
is that San Bernardino mountain range?
Nice view.
Is that San Gabriel, San Bernardino?
Shit.
You're at
Yeah,
the
that's a
Salt,
nice view.
Salton Sea. Yeah, it is. 2 hours ahead of me, man. That's strange. Shit. I'm all messed up in the head, man. I've been living on West Coast time for 5 years.
Piece of burning gas. You guys led me on a rabbit hole run.
What's that? Hamburger.
Well, that looks good.
Oh, pizza.
Thought I burned it. It's perfect. Some dogs. Since everybody says I don't show my dogs. That's all you guys get since I vacuum. Since I'm vacuuming and it don't look like shit, I'll show the
You got
dogs.
3 of them. 4. You got 4. Holy shit.
I got fucking dogs, bro. I don't know where
How
the
many
rest
dogs
of
do you have?
literally 2 handfuls.
12. So you got 10 dogs, huh?
Sleeping over there. My blind dog.
Oh my word. You got lots of dogs there, man. I didn't know you had that many. I knew you had a bunch. You got a sign out front that says I take strays.
No, they're all related. I don't take strays. Fuck that.
All
I don't
related.
take any strays at all. Strays could stay wherever they stay. These are my dogs. They're all related. So my 2 dogs are the grandfather and grandmother, and they have babies from there, and then other babies from there, and like lineage. Right here. Got all
The hills have
generations.
eyes. They're inbreds.
That's what I was. Yeah.
You see all the phenotypes in these dogs, man. Like literally, you can see them all. Like you see like the grandma and a little bit of all of them. And you see the grandfather and a little bit of all of them. It's crazy.
Papa.
You know, some of them look like nobody. What the fuck? Where did you come from? That's the outlier. Got 3 of those. Those were the ones that I lost.
That's funny.
So
Like I just woke up and shit. I shouldn't have brought this up earlier.
Uh-oh.
I'm a little pissed with Patreon.
Patreon. Uh-oh.
Yeah. There's one post I mentioned about seeds. It doesn't say what kind of seeds. It doesn't say marijuana seeds. I don't know. As far as I know, I don't even know if it even says marijuana anywhere on the Patreon. I got a thing from Patreon saying it was going to delete my post regarding or headed seeds.
What?
Because it violated the terms and views of Patreon. And nowhere on there does it say cannabis seeds. And no pictures of cannabis on my thing.
Wow.
They don't want you even selling garden seeds.
There, except the Subtool video.
Is it getting that
Oh,
long?
that was it. That was it. That Patreon sat there fine.
Wow.
Until
Seeds.
You froze right when he was telling us the best part.
Patreon froze you.
Wow. It goes deep. They don't want you growing your own food. Now they're stopping seeds.
Yeah, man. Wow. Wow, man. Well, what's it like growing? I mean, can you be illegal? I mean, you can set up can you set up selling seeds legally out of Michigan? I don't know how all that seed stuff works. I mean, you guys have been doing, I got a lot of them, but I don't, the whole technical thing of setting it up and making it legal, right?
Fuck, some people sell it legally on Instagram, and some people get fucking kicked off of Instagram.
Yeah. I don't follow any of those anymore. I mean, on anything. I'm not on that. So I got tired of that, man. I just got tired of it. It's just, I don't know. I like talking to people, right? I like this. I like the interaction. I like to hear people's voices and see their faces. Well, I can't see yours, but I know you look like Vin Diesel, so.
Looks like is.
Yeah, taxes. What's the taxes like in Michigan? Taxes are too damn high to live in New York.
The rent is too damn high.
Yeah, right. Seeds are legal everywhere though.
The seeds are legal everywhere.
Yeah,
Thought seeds and clones were. I'm not sure. I just remember hearing about that shit a
because
while
there's
ago.
no THC on them.
Yeah, right. And clones, there's
On
questionable.
seeds. Yeah, I don't know about
Yeah, clones are
clones, but
questionable,
seeds.
but you can still ship the shit out of them.
I've gotten some seeds. I got some seeds in New York. Still had the casing on the outside. Still had the chaff with the trichomes on it.
Oh, yeah. I used to save mine like that. Well,
I think that might have been Amy.
Nice.
I got some Amy left, man. I want to get those in the ground. You know, I never sent them seeds, man. I couldn't find all those packets from all those seeds I had. And right when I went to send seeds out, man, I lost the packets. And I couldn't find them. And I couldn't find them. And I was like, what the frick? I saved these all this time. I was getting ready to send those ones to Utah, and I couldn't find any packets to put seeds in. And theirs was a good hard plastic rounded ones. And that take hold 50 seeds.
Yep.
And I was like, where the hell did they all go? I just pulled them out to pack them yesterday. And that's been what, year and a half now or something like that. And as soon as I packed the car, they were in the car. There was a tote, a little tiny container that had some different chemicals in it, you know, car stuff and different things that was on the counter in the bathroom. And I guess they fell out of the cupboard into that container, and I carried out and put in the car because I had searched the camper over and over and over looking them things. As soon as I went to move and pack everything, I pulled that thing out of the back of the truck, and I'm like, oh shit, right there they are. So the shit you can lose, man, in such a small space. You know, I was like, what the hell happened there? How did I just lose it? It disappeared. And I have this saying where stuff does that. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Stuff doesn't just get legs and walk away. Come on. I know it's around here somewhere.
Dude, when I drop something and can't find it, I trip out. I will not stop looking for something. One time, dude, I was wearing these freaking pants that had cuffs on them. I forget what the fuck dropped. It went in my fucking cuff. I fucking looked for so long, motherfucker. I get obsessed because shit just doesn't disappear. That's it. You can't. It's impossible for shit to just disappear.
I've seen shit just disappear, bro. Literally.
It was never there to begin with.
Yeah, it's like the spoon in the Matrix. The motherfucker just right? Like, yeah. Whatever your imagination is, that shit happens sometimes. My grow lights turned on the other day. My mom tripped out. She was standing right here where she could see it. She's like, what the fuck just happened? You got a ghost. I was like, no, it's a timer. She's like, man, you could have really went on. And I said, yeah, that shit happens all the time, blah, blah, blah. And I would have believed you because I saw that shit. And I was like, yeah, people are crazy, man.
I've had some relatives down here who have seen some shit. They're dead now, but I got my hair cut the other day by my cousin, and her granddaddy. He was like, we're talking, and she said, yeah. She said, he said he saw Billy Wayne. He said he saw Jesus face to face. He walked into her son's room, and they were standing there talking face to face. They were looking face to face each other. He said he was out here in the field and saw a UFO come down, sat right in the middle of the field. This guy don't drink, so I don't know. I'm like, your uncle saw a UFO? I said it was probably an angel, but he said, I don't think Billy was probably lying. I mean, he's not the type of farmer. He wasn't the type of farmer just to make up stories, you know. These people down here, I talk a lot, right? These people down here, they live out, most of them, the older generation than me especially, they live out the few words. They live out that they're people with few words, right? I put my hand on Jerry Lawler's brother's shoulder the other night. I didn't know it was him. He's like yesterday. He's like, "Don't touch me." It's like, because we were talking about one of my relatives. He's like, "Yeah." He said, "I live right down the street from him." I said, "Well, you look like my cousin Keith." He's like, "Well, I ain't never heard I look like Keith Jones." That's my cousin brings all the kids back. Help, because my cousin is the main guy in West Tennessee for this area, for bringing kids back to their parents and going to collect runaways. And
Eagle can't join.
I said to him, "You look like my cousin Keith." He said, "I ain't never heard I look like him." He said, "You know who Jerry Lawler is?" I was like, "The wrestler Jerry Lawler?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "That's my brother." I was like, "Oh, really?" I said, I looked at him and said, "Yeah, it makes sense." So, I mean, all kinds of weird. You get picked up by weird people. You remember who Dixie Carter was? The actress on Designing Women that showed the girls from the South.
No.
Well, 96, I was hitchhiking with my buddy to Vegas to go see The Dead. And I got off
Ghost right behind you.
I got off the highway. What's that?
There's a ghost right behind you.
Did you see it? That's my brother up in the window. He don't want to be online, I can tell you.
Okay.
And so I turned the phone away out of it. But anyway, what was I saying? It don't matter. Oh yeah, I got off the highway. We were hitchhiking, and this guy picked us up, and he was I guess he was trying to be sweet on us or whatever. And he took me all the way to my grandmother's house, like 40 miles. We were hitchhiking, and we had a conversation. He's like, Dixie Carter is? Like, yeah. He said, "I'm a personal assistant." I'm like, "Oh, whatever. Get out of here, man." He's like, "Open the glove box." And I opened the glove box, and it was her title. Well, then I found out she has a playhouse. She had a playhouse right down here, which my cousin performed at the playhouse all the time with her. And it's like, you come to West Tennessee or anywhere in Tennessee within 100 miles of Nashville, you're probably going to run in, especially now. I'm like, oh my heavens, all California has moved here. And they're buying up the whole state. I mean, there's one guy in town. He's from New York. His last place was New York. But he's probably bought 15, 20, 30 properties. He bought one under me. There was one I was going to buy. He just bought it 2-3 weeks before I got here. So, old bank. I was going to buy an old bank with vault and all. Eagle, this place had about 18 to 20 foot ceilings, and it was all the 1 foot tin tiles covered the whole roof. And they got it blacked out. You couldn't see it because of the drop ceiling they put. He showed it to me, and I went when I was here in January, and I was like, "Holy shit! That's it. Just that right here is worth more than the building." I was like, "Oh my word! Whole curved ceiling, man." And I was like, "Oh, I have my own bank vault." Oh, the guy bought the place for $13,500. 2 stories. One old place, got bank glass in the back, got pieces of bank glass that are like 12 foot long bank glass, 10 foot high. I was like, man, I missed that deal. Oh, well, I wasn't supposed to get it because I'm supposed to go to Michigan. That's the way I look at it. There's another one, man. They just overpricing everything, man. They got these brick buildings that are little tiny empties, nothing in them, just like 85,000. Are you serious?
You know what I noticed, man? They're closing all the banks. They're fucking closing all the physical banks because they're gonna try and not have to use money anymore.
They don't want to get stuck. They don't want to get stuck. Well, guys, we wrapped it. It is time to wrap it up. We blew by, and my computer went fucking cuckoo birds when I tried to fucking sign. I don't know.
They connected. They cut you right out. Don't be dissing
yeah, that reminds me. I accidentally walked into a door. I'm sorry. I am so sorry, Patreon. I didn't mean to speak ill of you.
All right. Well, Rez, Green Fingers, good hanging out with you. Everyone in chat. And Eagle, you know, it's always fucking awesome fucking talking shit with Eagle. I'm glad I caught tonight's episode, and we'll catch you on the next one, man.
Have a good one. Thanks for popping in, Tal.
Thank you, man. Peace out.
Oh, man, but I can't read. I can't hear it now. You're muted.
That's me. That was me. So I'll send you an email link if you don't have mine. That way you can just toss me any ideas back for areas, and I'll start looking. So I appreciate you guys, man. Look forward to seeing you face to face soon.
Appreciate it, Rez.
Yeah, man. See you, Green Fingers.
Peace out, Rez.
Have a good
All
one.
right, man. You guys have a good one.
You too. All right, Eagle. That was crazy. He popped in over and over. Your internet sucks.
It does. I don't know what the fuck's. I don't know if it's been weird. The last few nights, like one of my screens is the last couple of shows, one of my screens keeps like shutting off and everything keeps rearranging. And then all of a sudden, tonight that it was doing that earlier. And now all of a sudden it just shut me down and went weird. I don't know.
But at least it popped on at the end, right?
Right.
Otherwise, this shit would have never ended. You'd have to stop it. In that shit.
It's happened. It's happened a few times. You guys definitely have a record.
Well, when the cat's away, you know the rest of the thing.
You guys go all fucking house party and shit.
Well, if the dishes aren't broken and everything's not ripped off the walls when you get back.
No, a couple patches in the yard at one best.
Yeah, a couple burnout marks in the front yard from fucking crazy.
Yeah, one or two burnouts in the front yard. That's the worst.
As long as the house didn't burn down, everything was fine.
No.
All right. Well, we'll try to burn it down another time. One day, if you let us.
One of these days.
Hell yeah. See you guys. We're gonna hold you to that one. You guys heard him. I got him say that we get to burn the house down one day.
I gotta choose the location wisely.
We get to burn the house. We get to party so hard that shit's gonna be fire. All right. Good talking to you. Fucking missed hanging out. Fucking do this next time. Yeah, man. Everybody out there, go plant some seeds. Go water your gardens. Love you. Love you guys. Peace out, Eagle. Love you.
Love you too, bro. Have a good one.
Oh yeah. Respect. Oh shit, what happened? Peace out.
For the rest of you guys, thank you for tuning in. This has been episode 816.1. Of course, it was Weed Nerd World. I greatly appreciate all you guys that tune in. Please don't forget to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. And with that being said, I am on my way to the gym. Peace.